Hello there, Facebook. Um, you may have noticed that I've not been around for a few weeks. I took a few weeks off. A couple of reasons. The first one was I was looking at the equipment that I was using and I wasn't happy with the video that I was getting out. So what I was using is the webcam that was built into my 2012 MacBook Air. And the picture, to be honest, just wasn't the quality that I liked. To be honest, some of the feedback I've had, especially from the loving wife, was it makes me look like an old man. So I thought, well, let's have a look. So now I've got a nice Logitech webcam, and that's sat on top of my monitor, so I'm able to properly look at that. And I'm quite liking the look of the picture. Still got some more tweaking to do, but we'll get there with that. I've also replaced my green screen. I was using, to be honest, some cheap cloth that we got, and the light wasn't looking really good on it. I've now got a proper green screen. That came a couple of weeks ago. Issue I'm finding, again, because of the age of my laptop, I can't use any software to replace the green screen with my custom background when I'm doing a Facebook Live. So I'm afraid you get to see my lovely green screen, which is hiding away the wall. The other thing I've done is I've taken my mic. So my mic's a Blue Yeti, and I got myself a cheap foam ball thing, which you can actually see here. It was only about $2 or $3, but that meant I could take out the cardboard box. The cardboard box was lined with acoustic dampening foam to try and cut down some of the echo. So hopefully with this new foam thing I've got on it, the echo won't be there. What this also allows me to do is I've actually been able to move the mic closer to me. Yes, you can see it in the video, but when I look on YouTube, there's a lot of places where people can actually see it. So I think, well, everyone else does it, so I'm not going to worry too much. But by bringing the microphone closer to my mouth, I'm hoping it's going to improve the sound quality, because again, I was finding there was a lot of background noise, even when I had the acoustic foam, and there was a bit of a hum. So by doing this, I've been able to turn the gain on the mic virtually all the way down to 0. Still playing with the settings because I want to make sure it maintains a reasonable, sorry, my brain's just gone dead for a second. I want to make sure it maintains a reasonable audio level. So over the next couple of weeks, each time that I do these, I may be tweaking with the audio levels between sessions, but we'll get to it where I'm happy with that as well. The other reason for taking this break is I wanted to spend a little bit of time refocusing on what I was trying to do with the videos. I felt it was just me trying to come up with stuff that was in my mind. The other thing I've been doing is I've been thinking about going in and creating my own podcast. And I thought, well, what better way? Because I can create, hopefully my aim is to do 2 Facebook Lives a week, and then combine those and edit those down and then come out with a weekly podcast, which will be an edited version of the Facebook Lives, plus some other bits of information, just to add that little bit of extra value for listening to the podcast. With this new format, what I'd like, though, is rather than me trying to come up with what I think people would like to know, is I'd love people to start sharing with me questions that they'd like to have answered about business. Have you got particular issues in your business that you can send me a brief question, send it by text, or perfect would actually be to send me an audio bite or a video so we can actually play that. Obviously, I'd get your permission before playing it. And then I would then be able to focus the Facebook Lives on answering one of those issues or one of those questions every single week, or every single episode, even if I can do more than one a week. So I'm after any business questions that you've got that you may be able to go and search Google, but why not send it in and give me a chance to answer it via Facebook Live or via a video or via audio. I'd also love it if you've got any tips which you think would be useful to other people. Please, again, send those tips in, and again, by text or by audio, and we can then bring them out into the Facebook Lives or into the podcast. So we're sharing and we're building up a massive pool of knowledge. And it's not just things which I think people will like. It's coming from everybody who wants to know the information And by building that pool, building that knowledge base, we'll be able to get a really good resource out of it. My final request is, as part of this new podcast thing, and hopefully as part of Facebook Live, I'd love to be able to start interviewing other small business owners. And what I'd like is, if there's anyone out there who's willing to be interviewed, we can do either just audio or preferably video and audio. Please, can you send me your details? Send me a little bit about your story and your experience. And then we can schedule for a suitable time when we can get online together and just have a half an hour or so interview where we're talking about your story, your journey, the way you've got to where you are. And for me, I actually quite like to dig into why you're doing it, because it's why that's so important in business. Why are you doing it? For me, my why, I want to help people. I want to help people so they don't end up like I was 10 to 15 years ago, where I was working every single week, 60 to 70 hours, and it was destroying my life. I'd love to help people to get away from that trap and to get down to where they're working at maximum 40 hours a week, because that way they can have their work and they can also have their life. So please have a think. Drop me a personal message, add something to the comments. I'd love to get your questions. I'd love to get your tips. I'd love to be able to set up and arrange to start interviewing people. That's all for today. I look forward to hearing back from you. Thank you all for your time, and we'll talk soon.